It's time for the Movin The Chains podcast. Your home for high school football coverage in the Palmetto State. Every team, every game, every week. And now your host, Kevin Thomas and Jerel Hendricks.
Welcome in to Movin The Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Jerel Hendricks. We've got a great interview today, a very special guest, the head coach of the Ben Lippen Falcons, Bennett Weigle. Coach, how you doing today?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Doing well, and we appreciate your time. We really do. If this is you guys first time tuning in, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc. at Movin Chains, our website, movinchains.com, and our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Coach Weigle is headed into his second season with the Falcons. They went 8-3 last year. So, Coach, for folks who may have missed our interview with you last year, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into coaching, how you got to where you are now there with Ben Lippen?
Yeah, so I started out at Arista Northeast as kind of an assistant, I guess. I was the ninth grade head coach way back when, and then I became an assistant there for Jay Fry. Who's still a very important person in my life. And then when Jay retired, I took over as head coach. I was the defense coordinator at the time, and I was there for 2 years. And then, there was a time in my life where I thought maybe I was getting out of football after those 2 years, and God just had a different plan for me. So my buddy Dustin Curtis got the job at AC Flora, and I was kind of already planning on going there to teach and not coach, but I ended up being a defense coordinator. And I guess the rest is history. We had 3 really good years and won a state championship, and now I'm here at Ben Lippen year 2 as head coach.
Coach, let's talk about that. Year 2, you got quite the turnaround last season. Before you got there, 1-10, 8-3 last year. What kind of led to that turnaround, and how were you guys so successful in year 1?
Yeah, well, we like y'all know, we had really good players last year. It was a perfect storm. I mean, I'd love to say that I was the best coach in the world, and we schemed them up and all that stuff. But I mean, we had really good players. We had a lot of senior leadership, and we won a lot of close games. We showed some resiliency. Won some games that maybe we shouldn't have won. We were trailing by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, I think twice, and came back and won the game. So we had some good fortune. But yeah, I think trying to just get some stability here is important. They've kind of gone through coaches here fairly recently, so we're just trying to kind of stabilize the ship and give the kids some consistency and some structure. I think that's helped a lot.
So, Coach, any changes to the staff this offseason? You're able to keep most guys intact, or any new guys coming in that you want to kind of give a shout out to?
Yeah, man, we have everybody back. Yeah, everybody's back. Coach Lowe is still calling the offense. Everybody else is back in their similar roles. So yeah, we're trying to, like I said, trying to keep that consistency. That definitely helps.
Well, the coaches and teams got film on you, but if you don't mind letting us know, what is Coach Lowe running on offense? What you running on defense? What are you guys doing schematically, in order to attain that success?
So defensively, we've been a 3-4 team. That's kind of what we did at AC Flora. Had a lot of success with. That's what we've done here, and we're going to continue to do. Offensively, last year we were more of a power team. We a little bit more 11, 12 personnel. And this year, that's, in a perfect world, that's probably what I would want to do. But this year we'll probably be a little bit more 10 personnel. We got some really good skill players, a lot of speed on offense. So I think you'll see us in more, your typical spread stuff.
So you guys have already wrapped up spring ball. Obviously, you've gotten through the 7-on-7 stuff and all the summer camps there. What were you able to learn about your team throughout the summer and spring?
Yeah, it's just gonna be a totally different looking group. We lost a lot of seniors last year. We have a smaller senior class this year, and the kids have bought in, to kind of taking the reins and taking leadership and ownership. But I think it's just going to look a lot different. Like, we're going to have to win differently. We talked about that a lot as a staff. It's not going to happen the same way it happened last year. We're going to have to win games differently, and I don't know exactly what that looks like right now, but everybody just needs to be prepared for it. Every year is a little bit different, as y'all know in high school football. We don't get to handpick our kids, and so every year, we lose some kids, we gain some kids, and everything looks a little bit different. So I think as coaches, our job is to kind of adapt and adjust, and I feel like we've done a pretty good job of that.
Like in lower classification, high school league, and then obviously in skis, that those numbers are fluid. How is your participation looking this year? I know you had a lot of numbers last year, but are you trending that way as well this year?
Yeah, so we've actually increased our numbers. I think we're pushing 50 kids on varsity.
Awesome.
Which is good. JVs, pushing 40. So we're close to 100 kids JV varsity in the program. Our middle school is huge. We got like 60 kids on our middle school team.
Wow.
I've had to buy some new jerseys because we didn't have enough to outfit everybody. I wish Nike would get their stuff together because my jerseys are the ship date's been pushed back again, so I'm still waiting on them to come in. But yeah, man, it's a good problem to have. We're trying to outfit more kids in equipment and uniforms, but that's definitely better than the alternative. So.
Coach, I know you guys are just kind of getting going now here in the fall practice time, I guess, but who are some special guys that we should be on the lookout for this year on your squad?
Yeah, so offensively, like I said, it's going to look a little bit differently than it has. So we've got a rising sophomore quarterback. We're pretty excited about Javon Gilmore. He was at Ridgeview last year. Javon's about 6'5", 190, 195. He's got offers from Miami of Ohio and Austin Peay. So we got big plans for him. He's kind of the building block that the foundation that we're building around. And then we've got some really good skill guys out there. Like I mentioned, we got Blake Boast, senior receiver, Tavian Coatney, senior receiver. Jameer Crooks is a kid who's coming to us from Newberry. He's going to be a sophomore. He's pretty special in the receiver position. And then Buzz Buxton's another kid. He's going to be a rising junior. A lot of speed in those four spots. All those guys are around 4'6". So they're moving, and Javon can sling it. So I feel like we're going to be a little bit more explosive, a little bit more dynamic in the passing game. And then up front, we've got a good group. We lost a lot of guys up front last year, but we got some leaders coming back. Frank Cahoon and Dry Howie, Evan Beckwith, guys that we're going to kind of lean on to protect Javon and establish a running game. Running games, we're a little bit by committee right now. We got a young rising sophomore, Braden Marie. Right now, he's kind of toting the rock for us, and we got some other guys that we're going to fill that role too. But again, just a little bit different offensively. More speed, probably at receiver, a little bit more explosiveness. Hopefully, a little bit more dynamic in what we're doing in the passing game. Yeah. Defensively, we got some guys coming back. Kellen George, defensive end. He had a big sophomore season for us last year. He's back. He's a big kid, 6'3", 6'4", 225, 230. He's going to be kind of our rock up front. We got Jordan Connor, Drake Porter, inside linebacker. Both those guys are going to get an opportunity to play a lot. Jed Essig is kind of our Falcon, what we call our Falcon, kind of our field outside linebacker, probably the most important spot on that defense. And then the secondary, we're still putting some pieces together. Josh Cobb's the returning starter at corner. We got a new kid out. I say new kid. He's been at school. Y'all probably know him from the basketball court. B-Ray Stockman, Brayson Stockman. Right now he's running at free safety. He's a very special athlete, dynamic kid. Glad to have him back out there. So we got some pieces. Just trying to build some depth right now, and we'll see what happens.
Coach, you mentioned you were able to keep your staff in place. We got to shout those guys out, show them some love as well. You know, who's running the controls on the offense and defensive side, and they're kind of the unsung heroes of the program.
Yeah, so Joey Lowe, he's our offensive coordinator. And he still teaches at White Knoll, actually. He was in Tennessee for a long time, moved down here. He was at Westwood, and it was White Knoll. Now this is year 2 with us. Caden Briggs, wide receivers. He was with me at AC Flora, young kid, super talented, go-getter. Brian Geiger is our running backs coach. He's very important to what we're doing. Mike Jones and Paul Beckwith, both those guys kind of tag team our offensive line. Paul's also our strength coach, which he does a fantastic job doing that. And then if you go to the defensive side, I still call it, but Jock Gillum, he came with us from AC Flora as well. He's a huge help to what we're doing on defense. He's got a lot more responsibility in year 2. He's been more of an offensive guy in his career, but this is year 2, kind of locked in with the defense, and he's doing a fantastic job. Brandon Rowland, outside linebacker, is another young guy, go-getter. Ethan Wolf's coaching safeties, super go-getter. He's a student at South Carolina. He did some stuff with their strength program back in the spring. So this is what he wants to do. A lot of young guys who I feel like are kind of being called to the profession. They're doing a fantastic job here. Brian Morris coaches our inside linebackers. Does a great job. His kid also plays for us, and Cliff Mintz is coaching defensive line. Yeah, so good group. Everybody's coming back, which is, again, like I said, super important, especially for the kids, because they build relationships and get to know everybody and get comfortable. And so the more we can keep all those guys together and coming back for year 2 is important.
So, Coach, obviously get going here. Who do you guys have lined up as far as scrimmages or jamborees going here in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, and if I can piggyback, one guy I don't want to leave out is Ed Owens. I got to give him a shout out. He's our middle school head coach. He's coaching 5th, 6th, 7th graders, man, and it's a thankless task for what he does. But I definitely want to give him a shout out. He does a great job. He's also in the box for me a lot on Friday nights. But yeah, going to our schedule, we open with Asheville Christian the 2nd year in a row. This time we're playing up there. So I don't know if you remember last time we talked. I was kind of telling you about our first week of school. Like the entire high school gets bused to Carolina Point in basically Brevard, North Carolina. It's like a young life camp. We spend the whole week there, and it's amazing. But we also have to play a game Friday. So we practice in the morning before kind of the camp stuff starts every day. And then we'll bust them. We're going to spend the night, Thursday night, there while the rest of the school goes home, and we'll get up Friday and work our way towards Asheville, playing those guys for year 2. They got a quarterback who's pretty dynamic, Javier Rice. He's a big kid, strong arm. He's got some offers. So there'll be a challenge right out the gate. And then, it's the same schedule we had last year, just flipped. And everybody, the one thing I've learned about skis is there's a lot of parity. I know Hammond is kind of the top dog, and they've earned that spot. But after Hammond, man, it's just a lot of parity, a lot of really good coaches, a lot of really good players, and you can get beat every week. You're really good. I'm not just saying that to say it, but it's legit. Like, you can lose every week, you can win every week. So you got to be prepared. Everybody on our schedules got to be a tough out. Y'all already mentioned Carter Newman. They got kids coming in. They're going to be dynamic on both sides of the ball. Heathwood's got a new coach. He's doing a great job. Augusta Christian was probably one of the most talented teams we played last year. They were just super young. They've got a new coach, and I'm sure they're going to be dynamic. Trinity's always that tough out, running what they run. So week in, week out. We're also playing Bamberg Earhart.
I wanted to ask you about that one, Coach. Obviously, you don't want to look too far ahead.
Great call by me signing that one up, right?
Yeah, you don't want to look too far in advance there. But how did that game come about? And is that something that public school, private school, do your kids maybe have a little extra chip and excitement, kind of looking down the road towards that ball game?
Yeah, well, I hope they do, because they're going to need it against those guys. But no, we had a team that we played last year that they're moving down a classification, and they just didn't have the horses to play us again. And so I was basically in desperate need of a game. And unfortunately for us, Bamberg had an open opportunity. Coach Crosby, he does a great job. And we were talking and about to kind of finalize everything. He was like, Coach, everything's going to be all right. I do want to let you know we returned 21 of 22 starters. I was like, well, Coach, I appreciate that. I guess we're going to sign the contract anyway. But no, it'll be fun, man. We're looking forward to it. I wanted to schedule a public school, get a public school in our schedule. It'll be fun. They're coming up here, and so it'll be a good time. Good time.
Take your financial game to the next level with Founders Federal Credit Union. Reach your full potential. Relax. Join Founders today. Visit an office near you or relaxjoinfounders.com to apply. Federally insured by NCUA, member qualification required.
Coach, you know this question's coming, so you've had a chance to refine your list. You know we're foodies here. We got to ask you what's the new restaurants? Is there somewhere new? Is it still the same ones from the last time we talked? Where are we going?
I mean,
in the Columbia area?
I'm still the pizza guy, right?
Okay.
Pizza's still like top of the list for me. I'm trying to think if I've had any different pizza. We went on vacation this year to Florida, and it was probably the best pizza I've had, and it was place called Pizza Social. It's on Anna Maria Island. So Obviously that's not close to go to, but really good pizza. I need to send them this podcast and get a little discount.
There you go.
But no, I just like to eat, man. And I know you guys.
Same.
I'm trying to think if I've been to any new restaurants. Oh, I tell you what, I got one for you. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think it's Bodhi or Bodhi, but it's Bodhi. And it's a Thai restaurant in Lexington.
Ooh.
It's right there on Main Street. It's like a white building, and it's the best Thai food I've had. So if you like Thai food,
love Thai food. Now, what's your spice level? Where are you going? You going 5?
I'm like in the middle. I can go kind of high.
Okay.
But I typically get it kind of in the middle just because I don't want to start sweating during my day. the one day, every 6 months I get with my wife, I don't want to look like an idiot. But yeah, that place is good, man. Y'all need to check that out.
Love it.
Coach, we talked earlier in the interview about, a great turnaround you guys had last year. As that season was going on, could you really see, the fan base and the school really kind of jumping on board to really support you guys and just really get behind you as y'all are on a really good run?
Yeah. And I think, not just football is important. And obviously I'm a football coach, but I think anybody that works in a school would probably agree. Even if they hate football, they probably agree. Football kind of sets the tone for the year, not just athletically, but just across the whole school. When your football program is having success, it kind of gets everybody off on the right foot and gets that momentum moving. And I think we could definitely see that last year. It was kind of palpable across campus. The students got excited and energized. And so, yeah, football is important for that reason, to kind of set the tone for the school year. So hopefully we can start off on the right foot again.
We typically ask the high school league coaches this. What are some of the best environments that you experienced in SCSA last year, coaching there for the first time as a head coach?
I'm trying to think. Okay, so we had 2 back-to-back really rough road trips. We went to Hilton Head Christian. That was our first. We were 3-0 and we got beat. Played them in a monsoon. So I didn't really get a chance to take in the environment, but it was a cool setup what they had. And then the next week we had to turn around and go back to Charleston to play Port Gal. They got a really nice setup. That was a tough place to. It's a tough bus trip just because you're on the bus for that long. It jacks up pregame meal and everything, but getting down there, once the game started, that atmosphere was dynamic and exciting. And this year, we got to go to Cardinal Newman. We got to go to Trinity. I've heard Trinity's a tough place to play. I've never actually played there. We've got to go to Augusta Christian. I've heard the same thing about those guys. So we'll have some tough road trips this year too.
Well, last one here for you, Coach. What are some goals for the 23 season for the Ben Lippen Falcons?
Well, right now we're just, from a team standpoint, we're just trying to build leadership and let those guys kind of take ownership of the team. And we've really come a long way this summer in terms of getting to that point. So I think we're close to letting those guys, we want it to be their team. We want them to be the goal setters. But obviously, like I was, we're not gonna hold back. Like, we're trying to win games. We want to go win the whole thing. That's going to be our goal every year that I'm here. We're going to try to win the whole thing. And some years we might have a better opportunity than others, but I think we're set up. I think we're the biggest private school in the state, so our numbers are good. And as long as that continues, and we continue to coach them well, then I think we got a chance. But y'all know as well as I do, it's a tough league. Hammond, until somebody knocks Hammond off, they're the top dog. So, and they've earned that right. So, but our goal is to get there, no doubt.
Well, this has been great. I want everyone to go check out Coach Weigle and the Falcons program on Twitter and Facebook and social media. They do a great job posting videos and highlights and stats on their kids. So definitely check them out there. Like I mentioned, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc. at Movin Chains, and our website, movinchins.com. Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Moving the Change, what we have Founders Federal Credit Union. Jerel, anything else for Coach? We'll let him go today.
Hey, Coach, thank you for your time. We know this is an extremely busy part of the season. Love, getting to catch up with you again, and love seeing the success that you had in year one. I know you don't want to take the credit, but you guys, you and your staff deserve some as well. I know players make plays, but you guys put them in those positions. So congratulations to you, and just keep building. Wish you luck this year.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do for high school football, man.
We appreciate it, Coach. Hope to make it down to a game and getting to see you soon, but best of luck, all right?
All right, buddy. Y'all take care.